know it's your boy DJ Energetic, and I am here with
the Real Noah Ark, East New York native.
Shout out to East New York. You already know native, man. So let everybody know, man, like when you started, like, you know what I'm saying, your career.
Started it about 8 years ago.
So you came up, 8 years ago, right? You see the difference now from 8 years ago?
Yes, I do see a difference. I believe that, when I first started rapping, I thought it was about the craft, but it's mostly about business now. So now I had to get into my business mode instead of, worrying about how good the music sounds. I have to worry about how good my business is. My business is going to be.
You see, look, he said the smartest thing. You know what he said? Promotion.
Yes.
See, a lot of young artists think that they're going to go in there, they're going to become famous, they're going to become known. That does not happen. What happens is you got to have your business right. You got to have your LLCs.
Yes,
you got to show the major labels, if you want to go major, that you are basically, you know what I'm saying, that you are worthy to basically be there. And you got to show them your sales. You got to treat this as a business.
Yes, sir.
You can't treat this as just a game, an industry game. You got to treat this as, yo, man, this is my business. This is what I'm doing. This is how I move it. Because the product is easy to make.
Yes. Yes.
It's hard to deliver the product.
Yes.
And what that means is it's hard to get it distributed.
Yes.
Even though you might have all these crazy platforms. Oh, it's easy. No, it's not. And I tell every artist this. It's not easy.
It's really not.
You know what I'm saying?
So, as far as business-wise, I opened up my own publishing company. I opened up my own record label. So now I have artists that I'm, potentially going to sign to the label, but we're pushing right now. So it's all about the promo. It's all about the dream. We dreaming big, and we just going to keep on working and get the streets hot. You know what I mean? Heat the streets up with this good music.
So heat the streets up. So give me a rundown, because I really want a rundown, like when you first started and when you basically, you know what I'm saying, like when you first started and then your journey through the industry.
Okay, when I first started out, making freestyle songs. I never made a song in my life, and then I met a group. The group was called ODE, Only the East. It was from East New York, and I wasn't used to being in the group. I wasn't used to making songs. I actually learned how to make good music from being with the group. The group wound up crashing, and I went my way. They went their way. And I took a lot of knowledge from, as I was with the group. And one thing I learned is when I record my music, I have to record it as if I'm in front of 100,000 people. So the energy, I could write a song, but now it's recording it. So how I hear the music is how I hear the beat, and how I hear the beat is how I hear the music. So I could go into the studio. If I don't have the right engineer, it could mess up the song. If I don't have, the right sound and the right energy, it won't give me the cadency that I need on how I sound, how it's supposed to sound when I wrote it.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? So when I learned from them, I took it and I mastered that. Okay. Once I learned how to, make a song where I'm energized and I'm giving the people what they need, the energy that they want to hear. Now let's get on to the business side. Let's move on to the business. I had to step back for a little while and focused on the business, because I see everything that's going on as far as, artists, starving artists coming out there, and these record labels owning their publishing. These record labels is taking percentage of their royalties when they die or anything happens to them. God forbid, it doesn't go to their children. It just goes straight to the record labels. So I got a pet peeve with that. Rest in peace, Young Dolph. That was one of my favorite artists. I looked up to him, and I paid attention to his vision and what he was trying to do, and I'm following that, man. I'm trying to be better than that. So that's the dream right now.
Well, all you gotta do is just keep grinding. And again, the famous word: promote.
Most definitely.
Promotion.
Most definitely.
You can make 1,000 gazillion records, still ain't going nowhere without
no promo. Yes, sir. Need promo.
See, one thing I learned, right? Mm-hmm. One thing I learned about the game, and one thing I learned about just being Mr. DJ Worldwide, right? Mm-hmm. Is when you stop at one place, right? This is what I tell all the artists. When you stop at one place and you just start being stagnant,
right,
you ain't going nowhere.
Right. You got
to sit there and you got to go out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
When you go out of your comfort zone, that's when everything changes.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So when everything starts changing, that's when the character comes out.
Yes.
See, people don't realize a product. Mm-hmm. And that's something. It's not an illusion. It's a product.
Yes.
The product is music. The distribution is where the ears be heard, where the ears hear it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The radio, I tell everybody, the radio is the smartest way. The radio is the gateway to success.
Right. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. He's telling no lies, people.
Billboard, you know what I'm saying? I'm a Billboard charting artist. Platinum, you know what I'm saying? Broke platinum records.
Facts.
So to me, when you really take a look, brother, and you really take the steps to actually realize that success can be, you know what I'm saying? It's right there in your grasp. You got to go for it.
Yes, sir. You have to go for it. Even if it's you there looking at everybody doing their thing, don't get mad, don't hate. You know, just
Stay
do
humble.
what you gotta, do what you gotta do, man.
Let me ask you a real question. Don't you get annoyed when everybody says they're the king of something?
I'm gonna keep it real, man. I believe people need the confidence they need to be where they need to be, but it goes to a certain extent. If you know you're not really like that, you shouldn't be saying you the king and all that, because there's really people out here that's living like a king and they not even promoting it. They just doing what they got to do.
Exactly.
You know, and they letting the
That's
people
what I love
judge.
about humble artists.
Yeah.
Humble artists will tell you.
Yeah.
Like they try to stomp me and they're like, "Oh, do you feel like you're the king?" I said, "I'm the king of the galaxy."
But it ain't nothing wrong with that. You understand?
You know what I'm
Because you want to be bigger than who you are. And you know your potential. So you don't let nobody take you out of that.
Man.
Don't let nobody
You know
shut
what?
you
You know
down.
what, too, man? And I always try to tell people too, like even in the podcast world,
Right.
I'm like, give everybody their flowers and make them feel comfortable.
Right.
Why the
right.
heck would you want somebody to feel so awkward and then walk around and be like, "Bro, do you want to go on it?" Nah.
You see what I'm saying?
But do you see something though that made me happy? Is all of the podcasts that sit there and treat people like crap are gone.
Yeah,
Because
that's
people
crazy.
think about this. Everybody got sick of watching stupidity.
Yeah.
We had to watch stupidity back in 2020 because we were stuck in stupidity.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly.
Now
what
the
you're saying.
knowledge is back, and now nobody want to see that. We want to see, let's bring up our artists. Let's make sure our artist is good. Let's push the agenda and let's go.
Go. Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But I want to get back in your career because that was pretty dope. We went like all the way. But I want to get back in your career. So you broke up with the, you know what I'm saying?
The group.
The crew broke up, right?
Mhm.
And you went on solo.
Yes.
So then break me down the next steps, like what you did.
Okay. Recruiting a team. Now I needed a team, my own team, because I feel like, I could try my hardest to make it by myself, but it'd be more easier if I had a team. So I had to pick somebody that was gonna make beats. I had to pick somebody that was gonna, ride with me with the music and sounds just as good as me, or maybe even better. That's one thing about me. I don't care about talent. If you're better than me, I will sign you. I don't care. Just be who you are and the best who you are.
Love hearing that.
But it's like, that's the realm that I was in. I was looking for the team. So I need an engineer. I needed studio time. I had to work. I was doing 9 to 5s. I was working a lot, man. I used to do factory jobs. I worked as a phlebotomist. Went to college for it. And now I lost the passion for it because I had passion for music all along. So I just saved my money. You know what I'm saying? Take care of my kids. I had to put other things ahead of the music than just solely focus on music. I had to prioritize everything in my life. I had to get my living situation set up, everything, my apartment, everything. Like now I'm Gucci. So like everything's working. Now I can move with the music now. And the business is most important.
What did you feel basically, honestly, like the biggest thing about music is everybody, again, like we're gonna bring this back down memory lane. Because we saw all the artists blow up in front of us in New York, we thought that it was going to be much easier for us because, again, we had MySpace and we had the internet really rolling. So I think what happened with New York, too, man, is that we were growing up in the time of the South rising.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that's what threw a lot of the young cats in a loophole because, remember, Smack had everybody geared up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I remember the years that Smack had us all geared up, ready to go. And then 2004, 2005 came, and then there was the rise of the South.
Yeah, man. The music changed. The whole music scene changed. It more sounded like everybody wanted to sound like the South, like even 50 Cent. He had that down South type of energy, And when I was growing up, my favorite artists was like D Block, Jadakiss. You had to be lyrical. Cassidy. But then again, these people is not making hit records today.
No.
That's what I'm saying. Like the people that's making hit records are the mumble rappers. So that's another thing that I had to develop and figure out. Like it was more about cadency than lyricism, because when I started rapping, that's what I said. I was freestyling rapping, and I would write a freestyle to songs that I would hear. I didn't write my own original.
But that's what they taught us.
Right.
Back in those days, it wasn't like
you had to have bars. You had to
but the thing is,
have
check
bars.
this out. People don't realize this. You didn't go right to a showcase. You would have to go through like 6 different channels.
Yes.
2 locks.
Yes.
Battle this dude.
Yes.
Battle that dude.
Be
and they'd
ready.
be like, yo,
Yes.
son. They would be like, yo, then we're gonna take you.
Yes.
You
had
gotta be in the
verses
lead.
ready. Yes.
This is what drove me crazy about
Yes.
when everybody was sitting there and they were talking about the eras. I'm like, son, like you were not brought up in New York in his prime.
That's what I'm
Because
saying.
New York in his prime was scary.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
And I don't want to throw shade to the mumble rappers, because
There's no shade.
I tell you what, I like some of those artists' music. I do, because the hip hop is changing. Okay, I knew I came up in that era, but I had to adapt to the era that's going on now.
Yeah,
If I
but
want
what
to
I'm
make
trying to say, though,
Mhm.
there's a difference between MC,
yeah,
difference between artists,
yeah,
difference between rappers.
that's the truth.
To me,
That's the
they
truth.
are rapper. They are artists as rappers.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
To
because they got
us,
their own artistry.
I'm talking about MC
yeah,
right now.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about that, like the mainstream and the underground. We're talking about the underground steps to get to the mainstream.
Yeah, yeah.
So this ain't no knocking down any mumble rappers or anything, because again, you have to make a good product.
You have to be a good yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that's how I look at it. Commodities, products, and the push. Because again, you got to realize I'm a DJ. I go to different places around the world. I go to different places around the country. It doesn't sound like New York everywhere I go.
Right.
You
right,
feel what I'm saying? Do they
right.
got respect for NY? Yeah. But you're not going to go to the South and you ain't going to be bumping no hardcore boom bap, or you're not going to go into Indiana going crazy with that. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
But the
right.
older heads love it. But the new generation is like, son, we're making a different sound in a different wave, and y'all got to go like, look at us with the drill rappers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a
Right.
different wave now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
it's a
saying?
whole
They didn't
different
come.
way,
They didn't come
yeah.
up in our era.
They didn't.
You know what I'm saying?
They didn't. And the drill scene, I had to adapt to that as well. Like it's a lot of music that's out here that I had to adapt to be able to still sound relevant. I'm telling you, like me living in the neighborhoods that I'm coming from, East New York, Jamaica, Queens, like you gotta rap what these kids want to hear. You can't be sounding like the MCs, quote unquote, that Sean Price. They don't want to hear dudes like that. They don't want to hear. No, I'm
True
serious,
story.
bro. They don't
True
want to
story.
hear dudes like
True
that. That
story.
dude was nasty. Sean Price was nice. You know what I mean? But nobody playing him in their car right now. You know, you got to think about it. They
Bro,
playing.
some cats don't even know who Tupac is.
That's what I'm saying, and this is diabolical. That's
Or Biggie.
diabolical. Yeah, like Tupac or Biggie. Like this is crazy.
But think about this. Like I was watching something, right? And they were telling like a 19-year-old,
Yeah.
because he was living the life like Tupac and all that. The guy that shot King Von.
Oh yeah,
Little
yeah,
Timmy,
yeah,
right?
yeah, Little Timmy.
So
yeah.
they were doing an interview on him, right?
Mhm.
And he didn't even know who Pac was until Vlad actually had to go. Some of your similarities is the same way. Might is a little bit of Tupac, and he's like, "How is that?" And then they explained him the whole story.
That's crazy.
So you gotta take a look, right?
Yeah.
You gotta take a look, and now we're in a different era.
Every different
And you know what
generation.
too is it's the elders' fault and our fault for not going and giving them the connections that like basically
That's
the story's
true.
supposed to have.
Yeah.
If you see rock and roll, ain't nobody gonna forget about Bon Jovi.
Nah.
Ain't nobody gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Nope.
if you go and ask somebody about rock and roll right now, they know even Billy Joel or the
That's a
90-year-olds.
fact. That's a fact.
So that's something that hip hop hip
And,
hop.
and another thing I
not
don't
rap.
like about hip hop is the fact that they put an age limit on it. Like I'm gonna tell you something. You could be in your 40s and still go. Okay, you still can make it. Don't think you can't make it in your 40s, man.
Well,
Like I'm telling you, it's artists that's reaching almost 40s and they just made it. You know what I'm saying? Like you just
Absolutely.
never know. But it's just like hip hop is the only genre where they put an age limit on. Like rock and roll, it'd be dudes like 50 years old still trying to rock and roll. They still playing the guitar.
isn't the
still
Rolling
trying to-
Stones like 90?
I'm telling
You
you,
know
like
what
it's
I'm saying?
crazy.
Yeah.
So like just do your thing, man. Don't let nobody steer
I
you away
don't
from.
pay attention when they say rap got a limit, hip hop got a limit. The only
Yeah.
thing that hip hop got a limit is that the major labels might not sign you.
Yeah, but we're not going for the major labels. We want the major labels to come for us.
Yeah, but I'm saying the major labels, that's their cap.
Yeah, that's their cap.
Like
yeah.
I keep telling everybody that's their cap. No,
But if you got a buzz or a clout, trust me, they're gonna come for you, bro.
It
Like
depends.
if you buzzing,
If
and
you're,
you got a
if you're
major
an artist
following,
at 40 years old, right?
yeah,
You're a major artist 40 years old. You understand the game tooth to nickel. You're really going to want to sign to a partnership?
that's what I'm saying. The only way I would,
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna keep it a band with you. Like being that I got all my business set up, the only way I would sign to a major label is definitely gonna be a distribution deal. It wouldn't be nothing more, nothing less. And you know, the advance, whatever they give me, I'm definitely trying to pay that back already half. I'm already trying to put that up, and I'm trying to just make business.
I told somebody when they said, "Yo, energetic," I said, "What's up?" My cousin gave me a contract. Show me the contract, right? I'm not gonna say what label. And I saw everything in there, and he asked me a question. He goes, "Energetic, what do you feel about this?" And I saw him get a bigger advance than his marketing budget. I said to him, I said, cut that marketing, cut that advance and put it into marketing. I said, because you're going to need that double.
That's a fact.
You feel what I'm saying?
That's
you're going to need that double.
Yeah.
He go, what do you mean? I said, because think about all the like people don't realize a lot of these major companies already got money off of you.
Yeah.
They're going to say, yo, this is this is that, but they already tax you off because they already put you they put you already into movies, to video games, to all of that. So they already made their money back double with you. You just got to be a smart artist to realize that's how they do it. Big shout out to everybody in the majors. I got love for all my A&R dudes out there. Facts, everybody out there that definitely help. But what I'm trying to say is a 40-year-old line, I don't think you're going to need a major. Yeah, if you understand the game, because you're going to be too much into the game. Even a partnership, I don't even think would help, because what I would do was I would have went into an independent marketship, get double of that independent, basically get 50% off of that independent, anything I make, or even more. You understand?
Right.
So then what happens is the tally will come more back to me, and then the percentage will be even higher.
Right.
You feel
that
what I'm
makes
saying?
more sense. Right.
Because if they're giving all that money, then do tours. Because your record, you already know, ain't going to be selling that much. It's going to be streaming.
Yeah, because there's no more record physical copy sales. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you won't even need the labels if you got major streaming, you could do shows yourself. That's why if I do a label deal, it would have to be a major distribution deal. I don't want nothing more. You're not getting publishing. You're not getting none of that. All I'm going to do is pay you from maybe a percentage of the royalties, while the contract is still void. You know what I'm saying? While it's still after that.
I like what you're saying.
Yeah,
too,
like, you know, because I'm helping you out. Why you helping me out?
When you're saying the promotion, what you're basically trying to say is more of the look.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So because people get confused, they're like, but you can do the promotion and get stuff with the major labels. Think about this, right?
Major advertising.
You have a major label, right? And you're on a roster. You could just run and get yourself an endorsement.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm
bro?
saying? Like that endorsement money is crazy.
That's what I'm saying. When you do it like that, and you're still a free agent in a way, because you could just fulfill your contract and get out of there. You already know what you signed up for. Fulfill your contract, and now you're a free agent.
I always tell everybody get a single deal.
Right. Whatever your deal is, just fulfill it. I'm a hard worker, so if I look at the contract and I talk to my lawyer and he speaks to me and says it's what you asked for, but you got to do a little bit of this and a little bit of that, I'm gonna do what I got to do, because I got a lot of work to do on the planet.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I mess with the whole vibe. This is pretty dope.
Facts.
You know, there's a lot of people that don't know a lot of times how to compensate in this, but you're doing an excellent job.
Thank you, man.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm really liking the whole mindset and the way that you think it, because it's different.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Because again, you're smart with it. Like we said, promotion is key.
Promotion is key. I'm gonna have a dream about promotion is key tonight, and I think y'all need to too. Dream big.
So let's talk about your singles.
Yeah.
So what's out right now?
I got an album out right now called Belly of the Beast. That's on all platforms: iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, whatever you want. It's on there. You can also look it up on Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, whatever you want to see it on, it's on there. I got videos coming up all year this year. You know, I've been working hard. I got new music dropping. I got a new artist dropping from Patterson, New Jersey. His name is Gorilla Sav. I got another artist from Flatbush, Brooklyn. His name is Lottie. You know, we about to come out. I got a whole bunch of unreleased music, but I got my album out right now that I'm promoting, and it's called Belly of the Beast. I got an album called Belly of the Beast Part 2 that's dropping this December, on December 3rd, my birthday this year.
What's the single?
The single on the new album coming?
Yeah.
All right, I have...
No, I'm sorry. The single right now that you're pushing.
Oh, Pledge Allegiance. Pledge Allegiance is the single right now that I'm performing, and that's the single right now that I'm pushing. So I got that. I got a song called Game Over as well. So I got two singles that I'm pushing. I'm hoping to get some exposure on those. Once that happened, I own all my music. Is by the way, copyrights, everything. So, once that happened, I'm just trying to take it from there, man. I ain't trying to stop. I'm just trying to have my foot on their neck. I'm going hard.
Like it.
Facts.
Tell everybody where they can find you, my J.
You can find me at TheRealNoahArk. That's the Real Noah Ark on all platforms. So, holla at me. I'm there,
like
man.
That. Real Noah Ark.
The Real Noah Ark. I'm here.
Oh, that's a fire name. So you already know, man, it's your boy DJ Energetic, and I'm here with the Real Noah Ark.
Facts.
I visit that hard body.
But a baby.
We're gonna be back. You already know it's your boy DJ Energetic.
Peace.